Welcome to Collector Chatter. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Thrilljoy as they have been announcing their new products in an interesting way, as well as Nike and Lego have a collab, and Funko. We got a bunch of pops that are going to be coming out. Are they good or are they bad? I don't know. We'll talk about that and more.
Collecting is the way. Now let's chat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Collector Chatter. This is episode 133. I am Migs here with Charlie. What's going on, Charlie? What's up?
I'm ready to talk about some Thrilljoy.
Yeah, we got some Thrilljoy in the
Yeah.
news. We haven't talked about them in a little bit. So like I said in the intro, Thrilljoy, they're now announcing some of their new product lines, a couple specific ones that are going to be coming out for that new Pix line, but they're doing it in an interesting way that they like to call crack the code.
Yes.
Which is like a fun little way that they're going to announce kind of what's coming. We also have a little collab with Lego and Nike that we're going to talk about, which that's exciting. And we have some Funko related news. We have Funko new pops and waves coming out. We got the NFT line coming out. They're selling out these cool, like, what is
Limited
that thing?
pieces.
Rewards program thing. But is
Yeah.
it really a sellout? We're going to talk about that
Yeah.
and some other stuff. Pops are showing up in, Goodwills as well. So we're going to get into all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. So we'll kick it off right off the bat, like I said, with Thrilljoy. Let's go into the Thrilljoy related stuff. So Thrilljoy, of course, has, a while back they announced, and during WonderCon and stuff specifically, that they were going to have like new products, like not just the big picks that they called at the time, which are now like panoramics. But there was a Pix line, which is going to be a smaller version. We have Pixel ones, which are like mystery box ones. But that was it. We heard about them, and that was it. A couple of them showed up on the website, but it was like coming soon, I believe is the way they kind of put it. But now we're finally getting a date as to when we're going to get some of these picks. And they're trying to do like a new fun and engaging way to get you to kind of figure out what specifically is coming out. So I want to get into their little crack the code and kind of what they've been doing for the last, maybe 4 or 5 days or something? A few days, yeah.
I mean, basically what they're doing is, Chris put out a post kind of saying they were going to tease you on Instagram and give you clues. And basically from trying to crack the code, as Mick said, you'd go to thrilljoy.com and you legitimately would type it in. Like it has its own section now in like the navigation. I'll be completely transparent. Neither Migs or I have really tried to do this, so we haven't cracked any of the codes.
I haven't really been able to get it.
We haven't done it, so we don't really know what the aftermath is. So if any of you have done it, please let us know in the comments, because we're not sure if what has been cracked I think now at this point, as of recording there's been 3 different ones. We're not sure if what they then show later on their Instagram page is what the cracking of the code was, or there's other stuff that's still not public. Regardless, I mean, this is definitely it's a fun idea. It's cool. I just kind of want more Thrilljoy news in general, but I guess at the same time, they're not, as we know, they're not at Funko levels yet, so they're not producing as much. But there's just, I hate to keep saying this because I love Thrilljoy, but the reason I like this idea is because it's getting Thrilljoy back a little bit in the conversation. But it's a great start, but it's still just not enough. But maybe once these products do launch this month, like we'll be getting super pumped about Thrilljoy again.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting because I saw, well, like you said, they kind of like announced 3, like you said, as of on their page of like a specific one that's going to be coming out in this Pix line. But yeah, the whole way they're doing it, it's fun, it's cheeky, it's whatever. It's like kind of, you got different codes. One of them was like a picture with letters and stuff, and then another one was like kind of like a radio signal, and then I think the first one was like an actual riddle or something, I believe.
I think it was in their story.
Yeah, which these other ones are like posts. One's like a post, one's like a reel. So trying different ways and being engaging, and I don't hate any of that because it's like we've kind of a little bit said some stuff about them and the way they've posted, and their marketing of the company and their social media and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good way to kind of get back and be fun again, and like a more engaging way to do it. Um, like you said, I'm assuming whatever the code is, and if you figure it out, then they announce it like the next day, let's say, whatever, of what the product was. I'm assuming, but again, we didn't really look into too many of them to figure them out, like, specifically if it's exactly what these three that they've shown are. But I don't know, we'll see. But besides the fact of like just the game, whatever, like yeah, I'm more excited for like the product. Let's see these.
Yeah.
Let's see what's new, what's coming, what we haven't seen. We already had an episode when this first was announced talking about how much we love this version of Pix. That it was a smaller, it made more sense. It was like not such a big piece. You didn't need that whole frame, and artwork and everything, like, which was cool for what it was, but the price and the size,
Yeah.
it wasn't the best thing for everyone. With this, you're going to get something that's going to make more sense. You could take it out. You have some chase options, etc. So the ones that we saw, from what we saw, seem pretty cool. One of them is Gizmo from Gremlins. So that obviously we've had in Funko form, of course. We've had pops, tons of pops. We've had sodas.
They
We've had
look
this
exactly the
exact
same.
same soda, I believe, which is the Gizmo with the 3D glasses, the blue and red, old school paper glasses that you get. Or in the movie, if you know about it, obviously he's holding those. And then the chase is, I forget his name, but he's like the other like evil
one of the
bad guy that and he's got like a soda in his hand and everything. So pretty cool. We've always said this. We love the chases where it's like two completely different characters, and it adds to the more excitement behind like trying to pull and rip this. Their whole big thing is obviously rip. What is it? Rip the thrill or something like that.
Tear into the thrill.
Tear into the thrill. There you go. Because you're tearing the box.
Yes.
To open it up. But yeah, that one's cool. I don't know what your thoughts of the Gizmo.
I mean, I think
pretty
it's cool.
classic.
The only thing is, like, I do wish the mold looked a little different, only because, like, this legit. I actually made a joke to somebody when they're like, "Oh, I'm so pumped for these." I'm like, "Yeah, they're cool. We can go get them on Amazon right now." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I sent him the Funko links. Like, they're exactly the same molds, and I know this is like an iconic, like, part of the movie, but there's also other poses you could have done. Like, if the Funkos of the world, like the Funko Pops, didn't exist already, or the sodas, like, oh yeah, these are amazing. But I do wish it was a little bit different, if I'm being completely honest. I'm not trying to be critical, but it does look like, you know what I mean? Or am I crazy?
Agree, but I just feel like there's not much you can do. Like, if you're gonna make Gizmo, make Gizmo. It doesn't. We can't blame them for making the character.
No, I think I mean, like, I wish it wasn't the 3D glasses of it all.
The 3D glasses, yeah. I mean, that is obviously like a pretty, memorable part of the movie, I guess you could say. So, like, I can see why they would go there. But I agree, it does kind of it ties too close to like the Funko one specifically, let's say, right? And obviously they have their own, like, their look. Those eyes are Thrilljoy, those elongated eyes, so it looks kind of like a Pix or whatever you want to call them figure. But it's cool. It's something I think a lot of people will like if you're in like the horror genre or any kind of fan of this. It'll fit your collection. The next one is a little random, but Powerpuff Girls of Samojo Jojo. I mean, we have this in soda form and everything too. So, like, I don't want to keep comparing these because,
it's
like,
funny. I actually
just because we have them, like, it's like, well, of course, I can still make the character, but it's just funny to see them because that's the first thing you think of when you see a common chase next to each other. And even like with this one, it's only like an angry face and a smile, so it's not a huge difference. But like, we used to criticize Funko for the sodas when they used to do that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're in that same realm of this. But like, yeah, this one, the Gizmo one, I like. This one, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, there's obviously fans out there of Powerpuff Girls, but it's not really my thing.
No, I have no interest in this one at all. But it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, but I completely agree with you. It's the exact complaints we used to have with sodas at times, and we were like huge soda lovers. The chasing, like, I mean, it's like, okay, you get one of these, it's like, whatever, I'm good, in my opinion, unless I'm like this hardcore Powerpuff Girl fan, where like, at least with the Gremlin one, you may try to, like, most likely you'll try to get both of them if you're a fan.
Yeah, and that one is for sure the better
Yeah,
of the
like
two,
not even
just
close.
purely from the common chase aspect, not even just the character itself. Like even if you're a Powerpuff Girl fan, like I can't think you're gonna love this common chase combo. Like I think it's just like, oh, you like the character, cool. The next one though, I think is kind of back to being a really cool one as well,
Agreed.
and it is the one that was just announced actually, like right before we started filming, and it is Corpse Bride character Victor. So you're getting him. It's like a black and gray look, really cool. He's got a coin in his hand, or not coin, a ring in his hand, and then the chase is like the skeleton with the top hat to the side, which I don't, have we seen? Does Funko make that? 'Cause I feel like
I
I've
don't
seen this character, but I don't
think
think so.
so.
I think definitely the the guy version,
Yeah.
obviously with him and the corpse, they make those. So this is definitely a cool one. This is different. It's I love the having two completely different ones. Like I said that in the beginning with the Gizmo one, and this kind of okay. This is what you should be doing. This is a really cool one, and it's just interesting because now we're getting two like horror quote unquote related ones. So I wonder if they're gonna have like a wave of that kind of stuff coming. Obviously the Powerpuff Girls doesn't fit into that, but what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I mean, I agree with you. I think it's super cool. I like this is a perfect chase common combination. I have two big thoughts of this though. One, like I don't think these were the best IP quote unquote products to like really launch this product, if I'm being honest though. But what I'm thinking here, and I'm curious what your opinion is, do you think these were figures that were going to be used in the original picks that they're no longer really doing anymore unless it's I feel like how they recently just had all of the classic musicians or artists, like it's gonna be more stuff like that that they took those figures and just made them in this product because I do find it interesting they're starting off with not one of the major IPs that they made the panoramics in.
It could, I mean, if you think about it that way, like, yeah, because they had those major ones already, like these would add on to that, then yeah, it does make sense. But I also I don't know if I would like if they like went with the same like big major ones. Like I kind of like that they are different
No,
just because
it's
like
totally fair. But
because
we're
like
getting two Corpse Bride ones.
yeah, well, I was gonna say when you did say that, like the Victor one, I mean, we are getting Emily, the corpse bride, and like I understand kind of pairing them, I guess you can say. So if they're gonna be part maybe two per type of thing, then that's
Yeah.
okay. But it is the only one that is like that because obviously, like we just talked about the Mojo Jojo and the Gizmo. The other ones that were announced was a Lionel, which is Thundercat, so it's completely different, and then an Invader Zim, which is another completely different, IP. So it is interesting that like the Victor one came out now instead of just a completely different like IP. But I don't know. I feel like with every company, like we're always so confused on how and
Yeah.
why they choose what they choose. And like we've done this for years now, this podcast, and Funko has been the majority of what we talk about. And with them, it was always something we talked about. Like, why would they do this? Or why didn't they do this? Or whatever. And it just seems like it's just kind of the way it goes.
I
Because
really feel
Thrilljoy
like these
fits
were
into
going to
that too.
be panoramics, though. And that's why it may seem a little more random because that line is obviously already fleshed out with a lot of different IPs. Let me know in the comments. Let us know in the comments if you like agree with me or not on that. I have this really strong feeling that that is what these characters were going to be.
Yeah. Are they the same size as the ones that fit inside
I
there?
believe
Or
they're the
no?
exact same thing.
Okay. I mean, if they're the exact same thing, obviously maybe that lends to that being a potential like, thing. Like that could be true. If not, then maybe they just decided just to make these for whatever reason. I mean, the thing is that they're still making the panoramics, which they call now. Obviously, they haven't really announced too many. Just the artist ones were like the latest ones that they announced. But it just, yeah, it does seem a little too. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I care about that. I guess maybe that's not why I'm just
No,
kind of
yeah,
like passing by. It's like whatever. If it is, it
I don't
is. But I'm
care.
glad that we're getting these
Like, are you
versions.
gonna buy any of these?
I don't like love any of them though. That's the thing. Like the
That's I think
character,
what
I
I'm
have to
getting at.
love the character. I think the Corpse Bride ones are cool. And I like the Gizmo one. But if I had to get my first one, or it might be the only one I get, like, is it going to be one of these? Probably not. And if, I mean, I don't know how many, well, it's 5,000, 6,000. Looks like the piece
Yeah,
counts on most of these. Some are 7,500. Um, if this is anything like the panoramics, they're going to sit around and you'll be able to just buy them if you ever want to at any point.
yeah.
But I think them being smaller, they're only $20. I think they will sell a little bit better. So if you do want one, I think it's not like probably the smartest thing just to completely wait on them.
I agree to that.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I like that they're coming out with them though, and at least we're getting more. I want to start seeing the Pixel. Those are the ones that I'm like really, really excited for. Not like crazy about the Ninja Turtle ones. Like Ninja Turtles is cool, but
Yeah, I
like
agree.
if it was a different one, I would be like, yeah, I gotta get a bunch of these type of thing. And we haven't seen a second like one yet, but according to them, this is kind of coming soon. June 20th, actually, I did want to say that real quick, is when we're gonna get these picks. I'm assuming that's when the other ones will drop as well, like the Lion-O and Vader's Him and stuff, because they all say dropping soon. So if I'm, not mistaken, maybe that's when they'll all come out. But I kind of want them just to be that and then slowly bring out more. Don't do what they did with the panoramics where they dropped like 20 different ones and then
Agreed.
that was just too crazy. So right now we're already at 6 because obviously the California Blue was something that was a little more exclusive and sold out right away. But I don't know. We'll see. And I'm still waiting, Thrilljoy, for these friends. Where's Blue's friends? Like, still haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to
related
be
to that.
announced at Comic-Con.
Yeah, at their
That's going to be
event
their
or whatever,
big. That's going to be like their big thing,
yeah.
which is cool. I think they need that.
We'll look out for that. Definitely, if you guys are excited for these, let us know. If you were able to crack any of the codes, let us know. I don't know how long they're doing this for, but they are continuing to do it. So look out for them on their socials, look out on their website to try to crack the codes and stuff. There was another thing I did. I just thought about it now. I don't know if you know more details on it, but I remember seeing it quickly on the Whatnot.
Oh
Stuff.
yes, they're gonna have a what? I hope I don't
remember the day.
I don't think it happened already.
Or unless it happened, I don't know.
Let me see.
It's not on their page anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, where
we saw that.
They were gonna have a Whatnot stream, and they were gonna sell a bunch of stuff, which I actually think is super cool. I give props for them for that, even if it's a way for them to move some inventory. Like, why not? Whatnot is, all of us in this world have known about it for a while, but it's becoming more and more popular. You can legitimately sell anything you want on there. I think of it as basically just like live shopping, a garage sale in a way. So like, why not? I actually give them props for being the first kind of collectible company within this realm to utilize it. Yeah. But I'm trying to remember where that was. I'm happy you brought that up though.
I completely forgot that we did talk about it, but I just can't remember because it's not on their page, like on their Instagram page.
I'm trying to see.
As far as,
because it's funny, I went to go try to find them on Whatnot. It didn't seem like there was an account, or maybe it like
where was it that we saw that?
I know.
I don't even remember. It wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. Oh, it was on their blog. Dr. J Pops is the one who did it. So on June 6th at 3 o'clock, or no, 4 o'clock, it's gonna be they're gonna be auctioning off sold out San Diego Comic-Con block party tickets, exclusive early access to the June 20th collection, giveaways, surprises, fan favorite sellouts, and more. And they're starting, I mean, it doesn't say all, but it says starting bids at $1. Be super cool if everything starts at $1. I feel like you have a good chance of getting some deals. So if you want to get into Thrilljoy or don't have any of their products, I actually recommend checking this out because I think it's a good way to do it. I'm gonna go to this whatnot, actually. I
Yeah.
feel like there may be an opportunity. Who knows? There may be some stuff that they kind of launch on there.
Yeah, I mean it's a smart thing, like you said. Even if I mean, we know they have tons of product that they're sitting on, like stuff that just really wasn't selling on, especially on the panoramic side. They obviously did that, mystery box thing, and they were giving away a lot of stuff to there, kind of just to offload that stuff. It seems like they realize like these other products are probably what's going to be the way to go. But yeah, completely think this is a good way to do it. It gets community out there. You can potentially get stuff for pretty cheap, for the low. I mean, just because it says it starts at $1 doesn't mean it's gonna be cheap though. Depending on who's out there and who's bidding, that could just go crazy if people really are hardcore about it. But it gives
That's
like a
only if you
new
friends land.
it gives a new kind of a new way of looking at, like, because we don't see Funko doing this. We don't see like these big companies doing this. Like, yeah, people are selling those products, but not coming from them themselves, which is a
Yeah.
cool way to kind of get back out there. And then, like, especially if they're going to do giveaways and surprises and auctioning off, obviously some of the stuff to the block party, those tickets, like that's pretty cool. So I guess we'll see what all this stuff goes for. But yeah, keep a lookout for that. That's like Troy said, June 6th. So that is this Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
So 1 p.m. Pacific time. So 4 p.m. on our end. So yeah, look out for that on Whatnot. I'm assuming it's on their Whatnot page, but like you said, you didn't see that they
I
had
didn't
one.
see one when I looked the other day.
So, we'll see.
But maybe that's not true anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting because I was looking at their blog and it doesn't show, like, that blog that he put up isn't on here.
That's right. There is a Thrilljoy collectibles on there. I'm assuming they don't have a profile picture, but they now have the shows loaded up, so it is the official one.
Oh, it is, okay.
It is. They just don't have a thing. It's
I just
actually
don't see
funny.
where
The first
he saw that blog.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know.
seeing it.
But it's funny. So it's going to be run by Carissa and Blake.
Okay.
Will be doing it. And then they're going to have another one on the 20th.
Oh, okay. It's on the blog for the Crack the Code.
Okay.
So it's part of the whole Crack the Code, which obviously we talked about. Let me see if it says anything special in here that we didn't cover. Scavenger hunt that leads to the big June 20th drop. Every morning at 9 a.m. is when they post something. Might be in a blog post, might be in an email, might be on social. So it's kind of all over the place. Once you crack it, head over, type it in. We will share the item the very next day. So then those are the three that we got. It says, please don't spoil. If you crack it, keep hush. Every code is thematically tied to pop culture. Some are one word, some are multiple. Only one of the days will have numbers. Yeah. And then it says they're going live. Okay, cool. So yeah, keep an eye out for that and the live and the whole correct code thing. So every morning we'll get a new post or something new somewhere, because it's not only on a post. Okay, so let's we'll switch over to something that we don't talk too much about, just to kind of talk about it quickly. It's not a lot of stuff to talk about, but it is pretty cool, and I know both of us are fans of it. And of course, if you're a Lego fan, you should definitely be a fan of it. But
yeah,
we got like a Lego Nike, pretty much like partnership collab going on, which I thought was pretty cool. I know the first thing I saw before I saw that they actually did was the actual sneakers, like the actual Nike sneakers that are there. I believe there's a pair of Air Maxes that are gonna be coming out that like look like a Lego piece. Basically, it's like very yellow with a little bit of red, like the logo and everything. So that was like pretty cool. But then like right after that, we started seeing that they're actually going to have a little bit more in depth, like
It's a
of like
full-fledged partnership.
a full partnership. Yeah, and one of the big ones that was like shown is this like Nike Dunk Lego set, which
Looks pretty cool.
it's a lot of pieces.
Yeah, but like if you're a
1180
if you're a
pieces.
sneakerhead, or if you like Nike at all to like an obsessive type way, like this is a must.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a cool desk piece, or like
Yeah.
put on a shelf, or if you have sneakers, like if you are really hard, like you said, big sneakerhead, and you got a sneaker display, or you got something, whatever. This is a cool way to kind of put that up there as well. It says like dunk on it. It's got a basketball, and obviously it's got a pair of high dunks. But yeah, it's cool. It's something, and it's even got a little figure, I think, on the bottom.
Yeah, it's super
So
cool.
definitely like a cool one of this. And it just kind of, I don't know. Was there any other ones that were? That was the only one they announced.
They
right?
only announced this, and then like you said, the shoes.
And then the shoes, yeah. So,
but I
it's
remember
something to keep looking out for. So
they announced this now probably like over a year ago that they made this partnership, so it was like a big deal. They're probably just going to keep like pumping out products.
Yeah, but I like the cool aspect of both. Like you're gonna get like sneaker apparel type of stuff. I'm sure they're gonna have shirts and things that might say Lego and whatever. And then you're getting actual Lego pieces that are related to like Nike and shoes and stuff. So
yeah, the minifigure is legitimately a guy who his head is a basketball, and his feet legitimately he is wearing Nikes.
Nike, yeah,
just super cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a basketball. So yeah, so definitely cool. Something completely different, but it is in the collecting realm. Obviously, whether you're a sneaker collector, a Lego specifically collector, those are pretty big, collector communities. So, we talk about everything here in Collector Chatter, all collectibles.
And one thing I want to bring up, it's actually like I'm surprised it's only like $100, which for Lego, like this is a premium adult one. It's a lot of pieces. I actually expected it to be more money with the Nike partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you may not think that's quote unquote affordable, but for Lego and for a big like set like that, it's not bad.
Yeah,
which is also
I wonder how good. It's so hard to tell with this picture, but I wonder if it's not that like big though, like in scale.
No, I'm actually looking at the official images of it on Legos.com, and it's like it's a decent size. I mean, it's not huge, but it's definitely not small. It's kind of like you said, this is made to be a display piece.
Yeah. Which is cool. But like, yeah, you're right on the sense of like some sets are crazy expensive.
Like some are $500,
$300. Yeah, $500.
Like who's behind
obviously
those?
The really big and intense ones. This is not the craziest looking one, but Nike being attached to it, I totally agree. You would think there's a price tag on that, but that's a good thing that it's not the craziest. So, and I'm sure if it's kind of like what they do with a lot of other like sets and collabs with Lego, like one of the most recent one, like Formula One, like if it goes that route, you'll probably get the high end stuff, and then you might get really low end kids things.
Yep.
Like with sets for like Nike and stuff. So I'm sure we'll see more
minifigs.
This is just kind of the first thing right now that we're getting. Oh yeah, clothing alone with minifigs and stuff would be perfect.
Yeah, everything. So. This is going to be. And I kind of like, though, it's just funny how we're just talking about how, like, dropping all a bunch of products at once or waiting. We were just talking about with Thrilljoy. I kind of like that they kind of, okay, this is the one set. This is the shoes. And, like, that's it for right now.
Yeah. The shoes are crazy.
They are cool. And it's another thing that's
loud,
cool.
But
yeah, I know, not necessarily your style, but they're still cool.
No, I mean, I like them, though.
Yeah. But another thing that's smart about it, though, it's probably going to get new people to buy Lego who haven't bought Lego before. And it also makes it seem a little more digestible. Like, okay, they came out with this one in this pair of shoes. I'm going to get both of them. A few months go by. Another one comes out. I'm going to buy these shoes. I'm going to buy this Lego. And, like, it's just a vicious cycle. But if they drop, like, a ton of sets at once, you're probably not buying them all. Yeah. It's just a smart... I guess the reason I'm bringing this up is, like, other companies should kind of, like... Lego does that very well. in general,
Yeah.
not just with this.
No,
So
it's true. But yeah, let us know if you guys are Lego fans out there. We don't talk about it too much, but obviously we are fans of it. And this is just a cool kind of mix of two worlds of collecting. So definitely gonna be interesting to see what they do with this going forward. But we'll move into some Funko news because we did
yes.
say we had a lot of different news for them, and there's some funny stuff, some okay stuff, some whatever stuff. I don't know, it's Funko. So we could start. Let's just start with the waves. We'll run through some of the new announcements. We haven't done this in God knows how long.
Forever.
It's in freaking months.
Legitimately was our show.
Yeah, 100%. It was like every episode we always had this. It was like literally a thing. And then sometimes we would take it out or we would only have a little section of it. But it's been so long that we've gotten into this. And it's been a couple things. One, because it just has been stuff that's exciting or worth talking about. Not that any of this is exciting or talk about, by the way. But but it just hasn't been like a lot. And now we're getting kind of like a pretty big chunk of different pops that were announced and shown. We got some glam shots of them. So, we want to at least talk about it and get back into the whole Funko News, portion of our episodes. But we'll run through some of these, not to go too in depth with it. Like I said, there's nothing here. I don't know if it's the same for you, Charlie, but there's nothing here that's like, wow, I have to have this. Even though there's a couple lines that you would think I would be a fan of, but I'm not really a Funko collector anymore, to be honest. You guys have kind of said that in the past, but it's just too much. But we'll start it off. I guess I'll just go from the top to bottom on Dish Tracker's page. We have BTS pops coming out. This is like the solo versions of them. So we've gotten tons of BTS stuff in the past. A lot of times it's been 7-pack because of 7 of them, or different variations of that. Now we're getting like them all individually in their own boxes with their own name. And
I'm confused about these pops. I don't understand.
I was just gonna say, and like what they're showing, like where I don't know if that's a song title.
It has to be a song.
It must be
their
a
album
song, or maybe now I don't know. But 7 of them, they're all different. It's not their names because their names are at the bottom, but yeah, it's interesting. The only thing I can say that's like kind of okay, it's kind of cool, is that they're all completely different.
Yes,
the colors, the scheme, the outfits, like you can tell they're not. It's not like they just took. Let's guess what I'm trying to say. It's not like they just took the 7 members and made them into individual pops.
Agreed.
Which Funko has done that in the past. Super lazy, but they have done that. They've taken a multi-pack and just made it into individual pops. We've seen that a lot.
Yes, they have.
So that aspect is like, all right, cool. They're not doing that, but I don't know enough about them at all to know what
it's their albums.
Those are each individual albums. Okay,
yeah, I
so
just
kind of cool though. I mean, it's a lot of albums that they have. Huh?
Well, they're all solo now. I guess is basically what these pops are.
Oh, so these are all individual albums.
Correct. They're solo albums.
Wow, they all have solo albums.
Yeah,
interesting. Sorry, I feel like we're like idiots not knowing anything about BTS.
I didn't realize they all went solo.
No, well, I was just gonna say, I figure that kind of happens. Sometimes 1 guy, 2 guys, maybe they go out. And even when I saw this, I didn't think this meant that they were solo. I just thought it meant that it was just the person not in a pack with the rest of them.
Yeah, this actually changed my opinion. These are pretty cool then.
Wow.
In my opinion.
So that's wild. But it's just crazy. They all came out with something enough that they're able to like make their own pop for that. That's kind of crazy.
It's wild.
There's a ton of people out there that still don't have a pop in the music
and they
business. These guys have so many as a group, which is whatever, and now they all have one as an individual. It's
just funny because here I'm gonna give Funko some major props that I didn't know I was gonna do on this episode. So this is what they should be doing for music, that the top should be the album logo, or like what it looks like if they come out with a new, like Sabrina Carpenter, I know has a pop that's coming out soon. It should have been not just saying like Sabrina Carpenter up top. It should have been the like name of the album. I think that's a cool way for Funko to take this. Maybe it's obviously just because BTS is a really unique situation, but I think these are super cool because of that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think there's more. I think it's a branding thing. I think like
Yeah, maybe this is the
the
future.
like well, I'm saying I think the reason why I didn't do it is because like an artist's name is its own brand.
True.
So like and most of the time they're like they have a brand logo. So like if it's Sabrina Carpenter, for instance, like they don't just write Sabrina Carpenter. It's in a
Yep.
text, a color, whatever that is her branding or probably be on like the background of a tour or whatever. So like I think that's why they do it that way, just because it's like because remember, I think that was like that's happened in the past, even when I think is it Michael Jackson that yeah, like Michael Jackson's is like the MJ, which is like his well now
Yep. His estate's
his
logo.
estate's logo, whatever, and that's what they have to put there. But the Michael Jackson one was a perfect example. They came out with each one from a different album and they didn't put the album names up there. I agree that they should do that, but there has to be a reason why they don't. And I think maybe because BTS and not even BTS, but now they're individual. Because I think with the BTS one, when they were together, it said BTS.
No, it totally did. Yeah.
So it must just because they're not as big, and it's like okay, they can just put the name.
It's
But
weird
I
though.
like
So
it, and
I'm
I like
like
the
looking
colors and everything on it. Like it's
at
cool.
this now. So like
I didn't know we were gonna go this deep in this. I'm
me
so like
I'm
I'm not. This is not a bad thing. I'm just like I'm like this
well,
was
because
not
I'm
what
just
we
finding it
thought.
interesting because so I'm looking this up now. So now the J Hope Jack in the Box, that seems to be the name of the album. But for the Jin, the astronaut, that's the name of a song. So I don't know if there's a mixture of a bunch of stuff going on. Once again,
Mm,
if anyone who listens to our podcast is fans of BTS, let us know in the comments. But
please.
regardless, this went, in my opinion, from being like, oh my god, really? Do we need more of these? To like, hey, you know what? They actually try to do something cool.
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, that's one. So
That's
we'll
one.
keep it moving.
The next one, I mean, I do think these are pretty cool. If you're a Magic the Gathering fan, and I don't know if they've made Funko Pops for Magic the Gathering before. Do you know?
I don't know.
These are cool.
Mix it up with Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons. I know
So
they've made those.
they may not have, but also let us know in the comments if we're incorrect in saying this. But I mean, I don't know much about Magic. I liked Magic for a hot second when I was young, but I think these are super cool. It also is an opportunity where what's also funny, I don't think they had Magic Pops before, and this is Cynthia's old company.
Oh,
So that could be why
it's
we have
true.
Magic Funko Pops. And hey, they should be making a partnership with further cards. They have that secret lair thing where they've been pumping out partnerships out of the wazoo. Honestly, a lot of hardcore Magic fans hate it. That's like I
Mm-hmm.
think Cynthia's claim to fame that a lot of people didn't like about her. I personally think it's kind of cool because like they're coming out with Marvel Magic cards. And I'm gonna get some of those just to rip them open because they're cool and I love Marvel. I don't play Magic, but I think it made it a little more mainstream, and maybe we're gonna see a Funko line coming out soon, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean it's cool for what it is. I don't know anything about it. Like the dude on the left looks like Nightcrawler to me from X-Men. I'm like confused. And then that one with the big eye Cyclops, like I feel like I've seen that character in multiple different versions, but that name that it has is wild. FBLTHP, like what?
Also, let me take I just did some research really quick. There's been Magic Funko Pop, so
All right, so
yeah,
there has been.
there
Hey,
has
let's
been.
take that back.
I take that completely back, but still cool. I don't think they've made them in a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, it is what it is. Nothing that we, like. But if you're in that,
That's why we didn't
cool.
know.
They're making something for you. Yeah,
Nothing we care about.
exactly. Nothing about it. But the next one, let's go back to something that I thought they completely got rid of, but they're still making, and it
Thought the
is
same thing.
the Movie Moment Deluxes, which were the massive, huge pieces. Kind of remind you of like the big albums and stuff too, but they were like a movie scene.
I have one of them. They're huge.
Yeah, huge. So we're getting Back to the Future 2 scene, and you got them all in there, and Biff and Marty and whatever. But I don't know. I mean, if you're a hardcore Back to the Future fan,
It's
like
cool.
maybe it's like this is a piece I need. I want to put it on my wall, but they're just so big and like I don't know. I think it's
They're
kind
not
of
for the average collector.
a
We've said this
waste to keep
before.
making these. Yeah, but
Agreed.
we're getting another one, so
I thought
guess
the
they
move.
like
I
making
was a
them.
fan of the movie posters, even though those are
Yes, yes,
big.
yes,
Like
yes, yes.
those
Yeah,
made
I have
sense,
one of
but
those.
you need to have space to hang them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just wild.
Yep.
But then the next one, I mean, more Elvira Funko Pops, which, yeah, okay. I mean, I always kind of felt like an Elvira was almost kind of like a Mike thing as well. Obviously, they have the license,
They have a
but
huge connection with this though. Like they have to have a
oh,
contractual obligation that says they have to pump
totally.
multiple of these out every year.
I just, yeah, I mean, they're whatever.
Yeah, I mean the sideways box ones are always kind of cool. So like seeing one like that, and this one's like very Halloweeny. Like I know it's Elvira, but like you got the like witch broomstick, you got the pumpkin. So like even the colors on the box, like it just kind of seems like it's gonna be like a big like Halloween type pop. But
Yeah,
same
they're
thing. It's
yeah.
whatever. Speaking of like Halloween horror, the next few are along this realm, and the next one is Ghostbusters. This is Ghostbusters 2 pops. So we're gonna get obviously like the crew, all four of them, and then we're gonna get the Vigo pop as well. You know, they make a lot of these. Again, I'm not like the hugest Ghostbusters fan, to be honest. Like I like it. I like the new ones and stuff too, but it was never something that I like I know people that are really obsessed with it. But yeah, if you are and you have the other ones and you want to get these, all right, cool. You can get these. But like it's nothing that is screaming like, wow, these are amazing.
It's just
I don't know what
funny
you
you
think.
say that because I'm the same way. I like Ghostbusters, but I'm not like a huge fan. A lot of people typically sometimes are surprised that I'm not like a huge Ghostbusters fan based off a lot of my other interests. But like, I don't know. I feel like we were just a little maybe too young
Yeah.
to be obsessed with it. But I mean, once again, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, like these are cool because I don't think they've ever made Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah. I'm seeing that a lot of people are kind of like, oh, we finally need
Yeah.
these. Specifically, even that Vigo one, because we do have the other characters though, so people can
Yes.
kind of maybe pass on those. And I guess that's like a character that like they don't have at all, so it kind of makes it more exciting for them. But yeah, it is what it is. More Ghostbuster pops.
Yeah.
Ghostbuster pops.
Keep the ghost theme going on. So maybe
A lot
it's
of
funny.
ghosts.
This does kind of seem like it is the Halloween leaks and like
Yeah.
that.
Which usually we would get those in what, like July or something,
Yeah.
right? Like it
But they
seems.
normally make a big deal about it, so maybe they will, or maybe now the cat's out of the bag. But these are Casper, which like when I was little, I did love this movie, but I think for me, I'm at a point, maybe like 5 years ago, I'd been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get one of these. Nah, just a little too late in my opinion, even though I'm sure some people are gonna be like, these are awesome. And we're getting a chase, which is kind of cool though, of
Yeah.
Casper, which I like. So as a set as a whole, I actually think this is one of the better sets for I think the pops are gonna run through. It's small, you get the main characters, you got one cool chase in it, and we call it a day. So we're getting Casper, like I said, with the chase. We're getting the main female lead cat, and then we're getting the three like kind of bad ghosts in a 3-pack. It's cool.
Yeah. It's cool that it's in a 3-pack. I'm surprised if we've never had that or not. Because it just kind of makes sense. I think it's a miss though that they should glow.
I agree.
Like 100%, they just should glow.
Yeah.
I feel like that just would be amazing. But knowing Funko, they'll come out with another version so that
It's
they
just
can
so
have
funny
two
you say
SKUs.
that, and then the next thing we talk about has a glow. That like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Of all things, right? Like what does and what doesn't. That definitely should have been one that did this one. But yeah, it's a whatever. So it's another movie that like I was never a huge fan of. Like I don't hate it, and I watched it, but I was never like super like, oh wow, Casper was amazing. But the next set, we are getting Beetlejuice. So this, of course, is a new movie. We obviously have a lot of old original Beetlejuice stuff,
Yeah.
and then when they announced the movie and stuff, I think we got a little bit of a wave as well for the new one, the Beetlejuice,
Yep.
Beetlejuice. But now we're gonna get some more. We're getting the baby version. We're getting Bob as Beetlejuice, which that's a pretty cool one. That one's funny, especially because like it doesn't look like your regular Pop.
Agreed.
Like it's all body and then like a tiny head, which is a complete opposite of what a
It
Pop
is
is,
cool.
literally. But then we're getting the Wolf Jackson one, which I don't even remember that character. I watched the movie once, but I don't.
I didn't even see the movie.
Okay, so I watched it. Like it was good. It was whatever. It's so hard because like the original one's like the original one, and it's
Yeah.
like it's known already as a classic, and it was so long ago too. So like it's kind of hard to get back into like being in that same like
Yeah.
excitement that you would be when the original one was around and stuff. But either way, the fact that we're getting a Wolf Jackson and then it glows in the dark. It's not
Yeah,
a chase. It literally
exactly.
just glows in the dark. And the fact that it does glow in the dark, like it looks like the glow is just going to be like some of the stuff on the side of it. I don't know. It just looks a little weird. That just doesn't make sense. The Bob one though, I think is probably the best one of the bunch, and mostly because like that's a funny character, of course, but like
Agreed.
because of the look, like it's different. So which I like that they changed it up a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah, then the next one,
Beetlejuice.
we're getting some new Sonic Funko Pops. I mean, Sonic's a gift that keeps on giving. I feel like if you're a Sonic fan, though, they're spread out enough where it's
So
like
many characters.
there's so many. They give you the obscure, like this is basically an obscure character drop for the most part. Which once again, if you're a huge Sonic fan and like this is what you collect, I think this is pretty cool. I do like Sonic, but this line is too big. Like I never really got into the Sonic collecting of it all. But you're getting Blaze, Jet. You're getting the Metal Sonic and SPO. I don't
Yeah.
really
I don't
remember
even know
these
any of these
characters.
characters.
Yeah, okay. I know the Neo Metal Sonic, but the other ones I'm not too familiar with. I'm not sure if they're from the cartoons or what games they've been in.
Mm.
But I would like to think if you're a Sonic collector, these are cool.
Yeah. Next set, big popular out there, Attack on Titan. Neither of us are really we know anything about this, so like I don't want to like butcher any of this stuff because I know there's some pretty hardcore fans. Some of our listeners I know for a
Yep.
fact actually do like this. If you're excited for this, like let us know. I mean, there's a big set of 5. It looks like there's also going to be, I don't know if it's a 10-inch or it's just going to be. It looks like it has to be a 10-inch because it's all like
Yeah, it does
window.
look like one.
Yeah, like it's all window. But then on the next page, it's like small, like the size of a regular pop. So it's confusing. If it's a 10-inch, I mean, like that's pretty crazy intense looking one. And we don't have a lot of 10-inch pops, so like I'm a big fan of those anyways. So these look whatever to me because I don't know anything about them. But again, I'm not gonna say anything bad about them because I know there's a community out there that loves these. But I don't know. Are you guys excited for these? If you are a fan, like, is it something that they're just overdoing? Have they done these before? Because we know nothing about them. But definitely let us know because we're getting another wave of these Attack on Titan pops.
Yeah, I mean, so speaking of not knowing anything about anime, this next one, I don't know anything about this.
At least we know what Attack on Titan is.
Yeah, I know what that is. Ranma. I mean, this could be the first time they've gotten Funko Pops.
Rama 1/2. Hey,
Yeah.
don't miss.
Okay.
Don't miss the 1/2 part.
Okay, I missed it. We're getting 2 chases. You know they love the chases in anime. Which also too. This is like they're debuting a lot of the chases on the box, not the stickers.
Yeah, no, it's a new thing.
This, I mean, yeah, I'm sure someone loves these. They're just not. They're not from here, Mix.
Dude, it's insane. I mean, the fact that I'm not gonna lie, shampoo and a shampoo chase are completely different things, and we love that. So regardless of what these specifically are, we like the fact that they changed it up. Someone said they watched the show on Netflix. I guess it's on Netflix. I don't know.
Wow! And then these are in. Yeah, the first one is a pretty intense chase too.
Yeah. Well, different color. Looks like a different pose too.
Well, I also think
the hair.
Yeah,
the hair's the same. It's just a different color.
Super cool. So, I'm sure these are making someone really happy.
I mean, there's a lot of people in the comments talking about this. Like, there's people that clearly
Okay, yeah.
know. I'd never
So
even heard of this. Sorry. If you're a sham, I was called shampoo. If you're a Rama 1/2 pop, you know,
yeah, I mean,
or 1 and 2, I don't know if that's what it means, but
people
whatever
have
it is,
listened to us
that's not.
long enough. I mean, me and Migs are like probably the most tame anime fans. I mean, I like One Piece, and that's because I got into because of the Netflix live action.
Not the anime.
So not even the anime or the manga, which I like now, but there is, in my opinion, they're just too hard to get into with like all of the
Yeah.
media. And as me and Migs are big movie television guys in general, like it's a commitment. But
Mhm.
they're cool regardless.
Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of like the gist of the big bulk of the drops. There's a couple other pops here and there, but like that was the big waves that are announced. They're all actually supposedly Wednesday, so tomorrow they'll be actually for sale. You can get them on Entertainment Earth and different sites, whatever. There's different links out there. But I wanted to move on to something kind of funny in the Funko world. Like we were talking about this, pre-recording about what we were going to cover. And this thing was just hilarious to me because this is just like such a mess. But Funko is always being found. We're finding pops out in the discount world. We've had episodes about this all the time.
It's
But
unreal.
now we're getting them supposedly at like local Goodwill stores, which is interesting because the Goodwill store would kind of lend you to believe that these were just given to them. And the amount that we're seeing some of these have like potentially means maybe was it Funko that was just dropping these off and like, hey, go sell these if you want, or was it a small store nearby? Who knows? Because it's more than what a regular collector would have probably,
Yes.
especially because there's multiples of them. But the Blue Beetle pops was like the big one. I think it was a couple flash ones that we saw in the picture too. But the Blue Beetle ones, the funny thing about it is we're seeing the regular version of like Jamie, the character, and then him as Blue Beetle. And then there's like a chase of that, which the chase was a glow in the dark, I believe. Chase. These pops are being sold for $5.99. That right there would be like kind of like, all right, cool. Funko's showing up a Goodwill for $5.99. All right, whatever. But what I think is like hilarious. And I mean, I guess if you're in the Goodwill, you're like, you don't give a shit about this. But the, the the stickers are obviously placed right on the front window, which already is a thing that I hate that these discount
Yes.
places or these reseller places do. Like even GameStop sometimes does that with the big ass sticker in the
Yeah.
front.
Like, what are
Like it
you
just doesn't make
doing?
sense. Like I get it, like you want to show the front, so like that's where you're gonna put it, but I don't know, it's gotta be a different way. I don't know, whatever. Either way, this is hilarious because I guess this is maybe why Funko is changing the chase stickers and putting them on the box. Because you know. But the chase sticker is right on the window, and then this giant Goodwill Toys and Games $5.99 with a QR code and everything sticker is slapped right in front of it, literally covering the entire sticker minus a little bit on the top, which is it's just so funny because we've had so many episodes talking about stickers and this and that and boxes and whatever, and it's just like clearly, if you're gonna buy this, I mean, granted, you're buying it for $6, whatever. You're probably just gonna rip it out of the box. A kid's gonna get it. If you're going to Goodwill, like maybe a kid's just gonna get it. Someone's gonna give it to somebody as a gift, and you probably don't even care about the box. And this won't even really be an issue. But because we are who we are, we do collect and keep things in boxes and stuff. This would just be hilarious. And I feel like that you can't tell, but it just looks like it's one of those stickers that you probably cannot just
No,
easily
it's
peel off.
ruined. It's done.
It's like one of those cheap ones. So you're either gonna leave sticker behind or you're gonna take off half of that chase sticker. Like, I don't know. What do you think? This is
I mean,
pretty funny.
it's hilarious because I mean, I'm on the same team as you that this had to be given by like a local store. I mean, maybe Funko, obviously, then it's considered a donation. There's no way a normal collector was just like, oh, I try to get as many Blue Beetles as possible, and
It's
I
a chase.
didn't want them anymore, so I went to go. Like, it's just funny if you're that committed to have trying to get the chase. I doubt you're donating them to Goodwill.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's always drove me insane because I have found some pretty good pops that at one point I may have wanted at like, let's just even say a Marshall's.
Mhm.
They typically know they don't put the sticker there, but even so, when you slap any of these stickers on any of these boxes, it ruins them. It doesn't really matter where it is. Like At least
And those
Target.
huge
Yeah,
stickers.
it's just like it's so annoying. And then yeah, it's just the whole sticker on the box thing is just a joke. But I
It's
do
funny.
I find this so comical that it's over the
Yeah, like maybe they were trying to hide
sticker.
it, that it was a chase. Like,
I just well, let's be real. I mean, not to throw any shade. I'm sure whoever was sticker, and I'm just like, did it? It's just like, okay, sticker.
no, 100%.
Yeah,
They're all the stickers are in the same spot for every single
yeah.
pop.
They probably had
So
no idea what they were doing. What's even comical is I'm sure some people actually go Funko hunting at Goodwill, and they have found some pretty awesome grails. But just imagine if they slapped a sticker on there. But yeah, it's just funny how you made a comment. Maybe this is reasons like this is why Funko is changing it. But I have seen a lot of people in the community are really pissed off about that. They are not happy about that change.
the sticker thing on the box.
Yeah, like it now being like on the box.
I'm telling you, the sticker thing was like a thing. There was a culture to that, and it's funny. We didn't give a shit about it, but it was funny that like I actually don't mind that's on the box. Like, I mean, obviously would avoid stupid crap like this, but it's whatever.
I don't care either.
Especially now that they have all these other stickers that they're putting on. Like, why also have these extra stickers, chase stickers, glow in the dark stickers, whatever it is, also on there? But I kind of get the fact that it's like a sticker does kind of add something more than just a box. So I get that part of it because there's so many stickers that were different, like different colors and different
Yeah,
shapes.
I'm not gonna lie. Today I was in Target and I went just I always still just go look at the Funko section for fun, and they had like the new Stitch exclusive, and it like I had to do a double take, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot the Target stickers are gone. It's that ugly new Funko sticker with the QR code.
Oh, even at Target, yeah, correct. And it's a big sticker.
Yeah, I don't.
That's the one that we
said
have always said that should have been just in the back of the box or something.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I mean, it's whatever. But yeah, it's pretty funny. We got these Blue Beetle pops, and a lot of people are just trashing everyone in the comments and stuff. It's funny because it's like $6, and they're like, even if you bought this for $6, you're only going to sell it for 10. Like, who's going to buy that?
So nobody, unless you love Blue Beetle.
Yeah, you literally. I'm telling you, unless you give it to like a kid.
Yeah, that's whatever, exactly
rip
what
it out of the box. Who cares?
Yes, 100%.
Keep moving. So in other Funko news, so this is quite interesting. So this is kind of like surprising in a way, but at the same time, is it really what happened? Like, we're going to kind of give our thoughts on what we think. But this whole new rewards thing that has been going on, we talked about it a few episodes ago, where like Funko is going to be coming out with limited pieces for certain pops. Are going to be through their reward site, and depending on the rarity of them, they're giving them specific names and yada yada yada. And they're going to be sold, it looks like, where they're like you have a certain amount of time to enter and to buy it or whatever. And lately, everything that has come out has been like selling. And I think the first two that they announced, one of them was like a 750 piece.
Yeah.
And that blacklight one, the Mumra. And then the other one was a strawberry shortcake one, right? Yep. I forgot how many pieces of them, maybe 2,000, whatever. It's pretty low. And those sold out. And they were kind of surprising they sold out, but that's a pretty low number. But now the latest one is a cinema roll, which is a weird name already. Cinema roll. Diamond. It's a diamond version. And that's like in the world of Hello Kitty, I guess, this character.
Yeah.
7,500 pieces of this one. And this one went up a couple days ago. And within the same day-ish, maybe like right the next day, it sold out. And it's now completely sold out. You go on the website, shows sold out, can't do anything, can't add the cart, whatever. But it just makes me think, like, is this really working? Is this really popular? Are there really many Hello Kitty fans that really wanted this? Is Funko smart with this? Because we kind of bashed them on this whole thing for a little while and like how they were doing this, and specifically the pops that they picked, because we were like, what the heck are they doing? But then we see pictures, and this is the only reason why I really want to bring this up, because then we see pictures of like Funko Hollywood, for instance, and Funko Hollywood has these for sale. Like, they're showing that they're putting them out, like, which they usually do when they have like a big Funko Shop exclusive, right? But I didn't even think about this until now. If this was like fan rewards, like, do you have to buy with fan rewards if you buy it in person at Funko Hollywood? Just thought about that, or can you just buy it? Because then that just kind of defeats the purpose of like when they said this is how you get it. That's one thing. That's not even like the main topic we were talking about. I just thought about that now.
Yeah.
But secondly, it just kind of makes me believe that this 7,500 piece sellout was probably fake if they have them at Hollywood, and I bet you they'll probably restock them there or whatever. But I don't know. What are your thoughts? Because I'm kind of like all over the place with this. I don't
My
know.
thoughts is it's fake. It's like my first. I mean, it's like it's a marketing tactic. Funko just doesn't do it well. Other companies do this, and it like is believable. If this was the first time Funko tried to do this, I don't think anyone would question it. But they've done this way too many times in the past. They say it sells out, it then goes back up in 48 hours.
Yeah.
This, and that. And I know they have mentioned that like whatever stock doesn't sell out for this, in the fan rewards phase for these, like they will then be given an opportunity for everyone else to get them. But I don't know. But to me, this Funko Pop, and no shade, if you're a collector of this, if this was just like a Hot Topic exclusive, which I'm pretty sure Hot Topic just has one that just came out. I saw it's kind of very similar. You could just walk in a Hot Topic and get it. In my opinion, that's another reason why there's no way they sold 7,500 of these.
Oh, so not to cut you off. So dish trackers, good for dish trackers because they're always on top of this. They actually posted what was loaded. So the actual loaded number was 6,402.
Okay.
Which is interesting because that goes to show you that clearly 1,100-ish were not loaded, meaning that those were probably what Funko Hollywood or whatever got. So, yeah, like there's 6,400 sell. I mean, according to them, it did. But I don't know. Maybe it did because there are people in the comments that are kind of like,
saying
I want
you
this.
Didn't need fan rewards for this one.
Oh, so you didn't? Okay. So.
No, you didn't. And so it's different than what's probably because there's more pieces, but I still
higher one, yeah.
I don't know. There's one piece Funko Pops that they showed that, the dish trackers of the world will tell you how many there have been loaded that don't sell out.
Yeah. I know.
I don't know.
Is there really that big of a fandom for this? I don't know. There's people talking about it, but it's funny because there's people also going on and like, oh, I wonder if this is going to sell out. Maybe I'll wait. Like, clearly you could tell like they wanted it, but I don't know. It's just a big character that people just wanted. Like,
I don't know. I don't know. It's
drinking or whatever. It's eating or whatever. It's a weird pop. I don't know. But maybe it's sold out. Maybe they lied. Maybe people are loving this.
It's another thing too. It's like still, I'm on Funko.com right now. It just screams fake to me. You're on the top of it. Why are you even still showing it? They want you to know the new limited edition sold out.
You can't click it either. You have to like go into the section.
Yeah, it just seems like, and then it's like, be one of the 77,500 to collect a limited edition Elite Pop. I don't know. If it's
just weird too because it says like closes on June 2nd, 9 a.m. But like, so is that when they were gonna? I don't know. But you said it was open to the public, so I'm just kind of confused why their thing says that. But then it sold out, and it was way more than the other because it's like it opened up. Like you only had a certain amount of time to buy it. Essentially,
yeah.
With this whole like new process, I think that's what they're doing. I mean, it was only $20, so obviously it wasn't one of the higher end ones. So I don't know if it did, then
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, that's why they're back. Yeah, I mean,
Funko's back.
It's just so funny. Like I haven't even inquired or looked into any of these. Like
no, same. I'll tell you when they announced
works.
Just which ones, I was like, I was like, they're not even exciting for me to want to even try to look at. They were so random, but they had their own fandom, obviously. But I don't know. But let us know.
Yeah, let us know
if
you
guys
grabbed
it. I mean, for sure. Let us know down below if you did or you didn't. But we'll end it with just be on the lookout for the NFTs. So NFTs will be dropping today, depending on when you're listening to this. They may have already dropped. It's obviously the new Funame and Cosplay Series 2, June 3rd, regular time, 2 Eastern, I think
2
usually.
o'clock.
So, if you're going after them, good luck. Best of luck. We'll see if it's a sellout. I'm sure we'll talk about it, see if it was something that sold out. Hopefully we will know. But I think that's it.
Yeah,
Those
that's it.
topics, because that was pretty
Um,
packed. A lot of stuff.
yeah, a lot of stuff. It's funny. It was
A lot of
refreshing to
Funko.
talk about the Funko news again. Um, it's just funny. I want to be excited to buy something, but it's just like save my money. I don't want anything. Even with like, it's just funny. It's actually kind of killing me that I don't want any of those picks. Like, I do
Yeah.
want to get one of those, but like none of them are like exciting to me. But I know there will be one that is. But once again, let us know in the comments if you're going to be going after any of those picks that were just announced. If you got any, also let us know if you've gotten any of the new limited edition Funko Pops in general, not just this one that just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also let us know if you're collecting any Lego. It doesn't have to be the Nike one, but if there's any cool new sets that came out. I know one that I was excited about. They just came out Bluey Legos, which got some of those for my kids, so that'll be fun to build with them. But yeah, as always, if you are listening on podcast platforms, we appreciate it. Please give us a rating on there. If you're on Spotify, interact with every episode as a poll. And then obviously follow us there, but then come over to the YouTube channel. If you're listening on the podcast one, if you're on the YouTube channel, thank you. We appreciate it. Hopefully at this point we've earned your subscription, but if you haven't, could you please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when new videos come out, and then please like this video and comment. Once again, we love the interactive. Please keep it up. And yeah, I mean, as always, collecting is the way. And until the next episode, later.
Peace out.